guys, it's Neecola with Intimate Wisdom. So in this video, we'll be exploring the common misconceptions associated with tarot, spirituality, and beliefs, and answering Q&A questions from my subscribers. I would like to give a special shout out to Miss Sade Johnson for compiling this list for me. She's been an amazing help. So let's get started. So as a YouTube tarot reader, I always get questions in regards to tarot, whether or not it's good, it's bad, whether or not it's a sin, or it's an act of witchcraft. Now, usually I answer these questions one by one individually and I go along with my day. But there were two questions in particular by my subscribers that really hit home for me. So I decided to do a tarot Q&A in order to address not only those questions, but any other questions that my viewers would have in regards to, again, tarot, religious practice, and spiritual beliefs. So the first question that propelled me to do this video was posted by Empress1111. It says, "Hey girl, I have a question. What do you know / feel about tarot being a form of the occult? A favorite reader of mine is quitting tarot because she said it is wrong and a part of the occult. I really don't know much about occult, but I do know it's like devil worship or something on those lines. I don't intuitively believe that, but I'm curious what your opinion is. Obviously, I don't think you would be a reader if you believed all that. Is occult inherently bad, or is it a term taken out of context? Love and light." Okay, so let's start at the beginning. The first question that she had was tarot a form of the occult? So let's define what the occult is. So occult, which is a noun, is supernatural, mystical, or magical belief, practices, or phenomenon. The problem that I see with a lot of people using the word occult is because it is drastically blown out of proportion. People associate occult with the cult or a cult. A cult, A-C-U-L-T, a cult is a specific group of people that have a certain set of beliefs that they follow. A cult is not an actual physical thing, but yet is a belief. It is something that you believe. So technically, a cult is not bad nor good. A cult is based off of what you believe. What I'm trying to say is a cult is a belief. It is not an actual thing that you touch. It is not something that you are a part of. It is just a belief that you have. So the next statement that Miss Empress 1111 stated that one of the tarot readers, or one of her favorite tarot readers, was quitting tarot because she said it was bad. Now, if according to what religious belief you have, tarot can seem bad based off its connection to psychics or prophets or anything that will be determined as an occult practice. One thing I want people to understand when it comes to religion and spirituality technically cannot go hand in hand. Religion is an organized practice of worship, and spirituality is freedom within connecting to divine presence. In that sense, spirituality and religion cannot go hand in hand. Tarot is a part of a spiritual practice. Tarot helps you to tap into the collective consciousness or the cosmic consciousness according to who you're talking to, and it allows you to be free to explore your intuitive side or delve into divination practices. Tarot, the actual tarot cards, are neither good nor bad. Tarot cards are only a tool that is used, again, to give physical proof in regards to what is being said or what is being prophesied. Now, when we speak about prophets, a lot of people think that prophets, which psychics are just prophets, messengers, all that is evil. But if you delve into any religious organization or any religious books, you will see a constant occurrence of prophets within ancient texts. The Bible, for instance, the Bible has, and let me make sure I count this right. The Bible has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 prophets within the Bible itself. Even John the Baptist, who baptized Jesus, was considered a prophet. Jesus himself was even a messenger, which is still considered a prophet because they bring messages from higher realms or from the Holy Ghost, which is still a spirit. And these were 11 people. So these people were prophets in the Bible. They prophesied the word of God. They prophesied future events, and they also spoke of spiritual gifts and accepting those into your heart or into your life. A lot of things you do in religion as far as the practices are also associated with spirituality. So Technically, spirituality and religion are the same thing. It is a worship. It is a connection to a divine presence, which is God. For most people, for some people, they worship deities. Either way it go, it's a connection to a higher entity. A lot of similarities that I see within spirituality that I've also experienced while I was a Christian. Prayer and meditation is almost exactly the same thing. It's about going within the dark of yourself, or going within a quiet space within yourself to contemplate, as well as communicate with higher entities. Candle lighting to aid in prayer, as well as candle lighting for devotion. That's something that is done in religious practice as well as spiritual practices. Calling on the Holy Ghost, that is almost the same as calling on your ancestors or calling on to spirits. The Holy Ghost is still a spirit. A lot of people don't recognize what they're saying when they're saying, oh, you're catching the Holy Ghost. That's catching a spirit. So technically, like I'm telling you, nothing is good nor bad. Magic, occult, divination, all of it is energy. What you do with that energy determines whether or not it is good or whether or not it is bad. As far as whether or not tarot is a sin, no, tarot is not a sin. Tarot is not anything of negative nature. Everything that you use, whether it be tools, prayer, meditation, anything can be used. Even meditation can be used in a negative way if you're meditating on negative intentions. Manifesting, you can manifest negative things, you can manifest positive things. Everything that you do in this life is based on intention. So is tarot bad? Is tarot a sin? No. Is prophesizing bad? Are psychics bad? Is using crystals, using your intuition? None of that is bad. What you do with that energy can be used for bad. What you do with, listen, I'm going to be 100% real with you. I know a lot of religious people that are inherently bad. They do bad things. They live in negative ways. They live in negative vibrations. They talk down anything that is not associated with their religion or associated with their beliefs. That is inherently bad, because even if you're not in a religious sect, even if you're a spiritual entity, you are here to help raise the vibration of the planet. It doesn't matter what religious beliefs you have. It doesn't matter what you do with those religious beliefs. It doesn't matter if you go to church, if you don't go to church. What matters is what you're doing with the time and the energy you have here on earth. So again, is tarot bad? No. Is spirituality bad? No. There's a lot of similarities between spirituality and between religious cults or religious practices. Again, what you do with this energy dictates whether or not you are in high vibration or low vibration. I'm gonna be real with you. In regards to what you believe or how you believe, it's all perspective. The only thing that matters is what you do on your path while you're on this earth. Okay, so the next question I had was from Naturally in Growth. Naturally in growth, or naturally, I feel like it's naturally new growth, but it might be naturally in growth. And she said, I want to do tarot, but is it a sin? As I've just stated, tarot is not a sin. Tarot is a tool used to expand your intuition, or used as a physical tool to give physical evidence to your intuition or to what is being read to you. Okay, so we're about to get started with the list of questions. And one thing I noticed, I went through this list before I got started. Okay, so when I read the list of questions, about 95% of them have nothing to do with the actual belief in whether or not tarot is good or bad. And that is the reason why I decided to do this video. But I didn't get a lot of responses, or I didn't get a lot of questions in regards to, like I said, whether or not tarot is good. I only got like 2 or 3 questions once I put the video out. I still want to answer the questions that were asked of me, because I do value you guys very much. And I would like to give each and every one of you an answer to your question. So, well, to the questions that I received. So the first question I have is by subscriber FC755. And the question is, what got you interested in tarot? Okay. So I've told y'all this before. What got me interested in tarot when I was about 13 or 14, I saw The Craft. And even though The Craft didn't actually have anything to do with tarot, I never saw anything that made me want to read tarot, but The Craft had me interested in, magic, had me interested in supernatural things, witchy things, manifesting things into reality, which is alchemy. I know a lot of people hear witch and they automatically go, oh my God, because of Salem witch trials. But technically, and I'm gonna be real with you, everyone has the ability to manifest. Every person on earth is an alchemist. You have the ability to manifest what you desire, even if it's, put it like this, when you're hungry, you can manifest a fucking meal by going in the kitchen and cooking, which cooking is a form of witchcraft. People don't believe it, but cooking is a form of witchcraft. Or you can order something, and y'all don't think using your fucking phone is magic? Taking this cell phone, typing in what you want, and using this damn phone, typing in what you want, and finding it through a device. You don't think that's fucking magic? It damn sure ain't a common practice, you know. Your ancestors wasn't using phones. Your ancestors wasn't able to snap their fingers and have food delivered to their door. So, like I'm telling you, that I got off topic, but that movie, The Craft, is what got me interested in magic. It is what got me interested in, you know, witchcraft and phenomena. And for a while, I wanted to learn witchcraft, especially after The Craft. Charmed came out, and I was all like, hell yeah, I'm finna be fucking Piper, you know what I'm saying? Because that was my favorite character. I love Piper. I'm finna be fucking Piper. Like, I want to do this. What got me interested in actually reading for people, I was really going through, I didn't realize I was going through a spiritual awakening at the time, but my spiritual awakening was years. And I started working in a casino, and I was dealing with cards every night, and I would start to see, with those numbers, I would start to see patterns in my card. I could read people. I could tell what they were going through within their life, and I became accustomed to having conversations with people and helping them to overcome things while we sitting at the fucking table, and I'm dealing cards to them. So I went to the bookstore to take my kids, not for me. Went to the bookstore to take my kids to get some books for them, and I seen a deck of tarot cards. And this time when I got them, it was different. They hit me different. It was like, I can do this. It was like telling myself, you know, you've been running from them for so long, but you got this. You can do this. So thank you to FC775. Thank you for that question. The next question I got was from Fractal Pilgrim. I hope I said it right. It says, what experience do you have that drew you to tarot? And which is kind of the same as what I explained. Like I said, what drew me actually to reading tarot for other people. Like I said, when I was working in the casino business, I would be dealing my cards to people, and I could read the cards that I was dealing, even though there were nothing, it was numbers. There were no pictures on them or anything. But as I put the cards, it's like I was associating a feeling with that card, and I would like talk to people. You know, we strike up a conversation and not be giving guidance at the fucking table while I'm dealing cards. And that's when it dawned on me, like, you reading for people. And when I got those cards, it just kind of it was like a domino effect from there. And even a lot of y'all, I don't know how long y'all been watching me, but I know I got some people that been watching me since I started. Like, since I've been on the floor, I was on the floor in my house with my Galaxy 6, like, reading for people with that little bitty ass phone. And I had like a little setup of books that I would stack on top of each other. And I put my phone, that's my little rag, and I put my phone on top of the book and prop it up, and I'd be reading like that. Like, I started from the bottom, now I'm here. You feel what I'm trying to say? And I ain't even where I'm supposed to be going. I'm like still at the bottom. So, but I mean, shit, when I started realizing that I was reading for people and started realizing that I had a gift to kind of tap into, and I used to tell my mom all the time I want to be a counselor, and she was like, a counselor? Why do you want to do that? But I was like, I wanted to help people. And once I realized that my gift to read, to see through people, I was able to help people that way, it just dominoed into what it is. And like I was saying, even the first year that I was doing this, I wasn't applying myself. I would read when I had free time. I'll read on my lunch break, at work. Some of y'all used to see me out in the smoke pit while everybody around me smoking. I got my phone out there propped up on the ashtray, reading my cards on YouTube. Like, I was doing it anywhere I could. It wasn't until my son got sick that I chose to do this full time, because I didn't want to go back to working in the casino and being away from my child. So I know a lot of people are like, oh, but I'm gonna be real with you. If it wasn't for God putting that tower event into my life, I would still not be 100% focused on this gift that I am sharing with the world. So the next question we have is from Aquamarine. How you doing, baby? It says, do you have a standard way of explaining the purity of tarot? Yeah, I do. It's not a standard way, but I just tell people, you know, I have people, even some people that I read for, they be like, do you believe that tarot is bad? Tarot isn't bad. Tarot is a form of divination. I mean, it's a tool used in divination. It's a tool used to help you to see what you feel. Okay, so this next question is by Ashley DePoo. She said, like Winnie the Pooh. And her question was, do I follow Yoruba? And I don't know if I'm saying it right, but I do know that it's associated with African spirituality, associated with connecting to the Orishas. So like I was saying, yes, I do follow the Orishas. I don't really, Yoruba, I feel like it's Yoruba. I feel like I'm saying it wrong. I have a hard time saying a lot of words, as you guys know. So I don't say them. I just kind of work around them. But I follow Oshun, I follow Obatala, I follow Ogun, Yamana, Shango. Who else am I forgetting? Eshu. I like Eshu. The next question on here was, do I have an altar for deities? Now, because I live in a small house, I do not have an altar for deities. When I expand my house and I have room, I will create an altar. I had an altar in one of my other houses. The reason why I do not do it here, because I don't want an altar in my common area where people can see. You know, an altar is very private. So I would like it in a place to where only I go and only I can view. But I don't have room in this house. And if you know anything about altars, you know that you should not have an altar in your bedroom or in a common room. And those are the only two places that I would actually, I don't have any room in my bedroom to put an altar, but in my common area, I would have a little room, like in a corner to put it. But an altar is a very personal type of thing. So I do not have a deity altar. So the next question we have is from Jordan. It says, I've always been curious if you read for your boys or do they have an interest in it themselves. Actually, I have two children that have actually read for me, and I have two that, well, the two that have actually read for me, they always ask, can they read for me? I do allow them to read sometimes, but I don't want to expose them to too much that they are unable to handle or unable to understand at the moment. So we stair step into the spiritual practices. Now, I do meditate with my children. I do make them aware of these spiritual aspects of life, but I do not force them to do anything. So when they are ready, and well, I got one that's more ready than the rest of them, but he's really young, so we're taking our time with him. But when they are ready, we will expand their spiritual gifts when they're ready. The next question we have is from Rashawn Larry. It says, why is it that readers cannot keep up with my energies now versus when I first started tarot? Well, this is the thing. When you first read tarot, you're new to the energy. Your energy is strong. And you don't want, I'm going to be honest with you. When it comes to reading tarot, especially on YouTube, you don't want a reader to tap into your energy every day, because that usually means that you're going through bullshit every day. When tarot readers read on YouTube, they pick up the strongest energy, and 9 times out of 10, that energy is not within high vibration. A lot of people would like to believe it is, because you have a lot of tarot readers that sugarcoat their readings or try to make their readings nice so that people can watch them more. Those are your for fame readers. They just want people to watch them so that they can have people that, you know, gloat over them. I'm not that reader. I read real shit. If I see that some shit happening in your life and that you need to change it, I'm going to tell you. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. So needless to say, I don't read for brownie points. I read because I want to help you to overcome your issues, overcome your lessons. So if you're getting your energy picked up every day, that means that you're having bullshit that's going on in your life every day. Whether or not it's good or bad, like I'm telling you, most readers that have good readings every day is because they're bullshitting through their readings. They're taking, and I'm not telling you as a reader, if you read, I'm not telling you not to read the bright side of things. You always want to bring positivity, but there has to be a way that you let the truth be known as to what you feel and see within your readings, but also be able to counsel and guide people as to how to overcome those obstacles in order to move into a higher vibration. It's not about, you know, fucking rainbows and unicorns every day that I read. Now, if I got a good reading, I'm gonna read that motherfucker, because I love when I have good readings. But if I have a reading that is telling you that there's something that needs to be overcome, I'm going to fucking tell you. So that's why readers don't pick up your energy every day, because you don't have events that are happening in your life every day, and nor should you want that in your life, because that means your life is hell. So the next question we have is by Taf Nagoma or Taf Goma. I don't know if the N is silent or not. Noma or Goma. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, and I'm sorry that I'm fucking up your name. I am. So the question you have is, what do I think, or what do you think of using reverse cards in tarot versus ignoring reverse cards in tarot? Now, one thing I don't do, I don't ignore reverse cards. When I read for a big group of people, like if I read on YouTube and I'm reading for a collective of people, on my main layout, which is the first cards that I lay out in whatever position I lay them out, I don't read reversals there. I acknowledge the reversal, but I turn the energy around, because those messages need to be straightforward for me. I read reversals in the clarification, because the clarification explains thoroughly what is going on within the first cards that I drop. Not a lot of readers use clarification, and not all readers use reversals. The reversals are used based off of the reader's preference. Like I was saying, when you ask what do I think of reverse cards, I think you should use reverse cards, especially if you're reading for a person. Say you're doing a one-on-one reading for someone, you want to use reverse cards because you want that person to know exactly what the energy is that you're reading. When you read for a big group of people, if you're not familiar with what those reversals represent, you need to become familiar before you try to read them, or not read them at all. Reading reversals, again, is based off of the reader, and everyone has a preference. I'm going to tell you the truth. It doesn't matter if you read reversals or you don't. Your guides are going to give you the information that is needed for your reading, regardless of what you read. So the next message we have is from Sade Johnson. And again, thank you, Sade, for this list. Okay, so we have 4 questions from Sade. The first question is, which tools and resources did you use to learn and master the tarot meanings? Now, I use my intuition mostly when learning and mastering the tarot. I use based off what I felt, based off what I seen on my layout, even based off the feelings, because the energy, when you read tarot for people, the energy that comes around those people you can feel, especially as an empath. I will feel if someone was sad, I feel if someone was anxious, if they were happy, if they were upset about something, I would feel all that. So I used that feeling, or those empathic abilities, as well as my sight, my actual 3D vision, my third eyesight, as well as my own inner feelings, to help me navigate my readings. I also used, a lot of people probably don't remember this, but I also would use runes. I would use tea leaves. I had a lot of different, I even used for a long time, I used what the fuck do you call it? A pendulum. I used a pendulum for a long time. Pendulum, however you say it, pendulum. I used a pendulum for a long time with a pendulum board, and or with a spirit board. And a lot of people, they have a lot of negative stuff about that. But for a long time, I used anything that I could to help guide me in finding the right answers, or finding the right resources in order to relay the messages that I was meant to relay. I use tarot cards now, because tarot cards are by far the easiest, especially when you're reading for a large number of people. Now, I do read by request, as far as with runes, or with coral shells, or with fucking feathers, tea leaves, whatever. You can use crystals to read. Like, anything that you have available, you can use to read. If I don't have my cards, I'll fucking take my earring out and put it on a string and fucking use that, put it on my keychain and use that if I need to. Anything that you can use can help you to master your own, intuition, to help you to understand what energies you're interpreting around you. All right, so the next question we have is from Sade is, how long did it take you to learn and remember the tarot meanings? Now, remembering the tarot readings, like, I remember I would go through and I would write down every time I pulled, like, I used to pull a card a day, and I would write down what I felt every time I got that card, or what I seen in that card. And that was a way to help me to have my own meaning for these cards. But there are legit meanings. You can look in each book, or in each tarot card set, there's a book that's associated with it, and that book will give you the meanings to how they view these cards. But like I was saying, a lot of times when you read, like if you buy certain tarot cards, they have meanings at the bottom that help me. The Angel Tarot deck, they have actual meanings at the bottom of what the cards represent. That helped me a lot when I first start reading for people to kind of interpret what I was reading. I would have my little cheat sheet that I write down what the meanings were, and I go back to that. But mostly like how long it took me to really, I'm gonna be real with you, it took me about 6 months to come up with what I refer to as my own meanings for the cards. So the next question we have from Sade is, when will you release your tarot book? Now, I am still working on my tarot book. I've actually completed the book portion. I'm working now on my cards, drawing out my cards, getting the images correct. I can't give an exact date, but I can tell you, especially with, I'm gonna be real with you, when it comes to getting it printed up, right now it's gonna be hard for me to get anything printed up. So I don't have a definite date that I am releasing my tarot cards, but I can tell you it will be within this year to the beginning of next year that my tarot cards will be coming out. And I know a lot of people like, that's a long time, but I'm not like most people. I don't want my tarot cards to be, standard. I don't want my tarot cards to be anything that anyone else has created. Every single one of my tarot cards is an original piece. Every single one of them. All 78 of them all of them are an original piece. Even the minor arcana, I drew them out myself. I created the background for my cards. The only thing that is not original on my oracle cards, I did not draw them. I have to give credit where credit is due. Shout out to Crystal Wells. I don't know if she watches my videos or not. She's an artist from the coast where I'm from. But the back of my oracle decks is the illustration that she drew for me. And I give her credit. She did an amazing job. So that will be the back of my oracle. Okay, so the next question is from Shayna Nichols. It says, what is that beautiful oracle card deck in your videos? I'm guessing you mean the angel gods and goddesses deck. This deck is by Tony Carmine Salinero. So the next question is by Danny Girl 0713. The first question is, what are the various tarot and oracle decks that you use? I have about 22 different decks that I rotate through in regards to reading. So the next question is by Lady H90704. Oh, I'm sorry. The next question by Danny Girl is, do you cleanse your cards? Yes, I do. I cleanse them. Sometimes I cleanse them with crystals. Sometimes I cleanse them with sage. Sometimes I cleanse them by actually going through each of my cards and putting them in the right order, like reassorting them as if they were a new deck. I blow my energy through them. Sometimes I take them out and I put them in the sunlight and let the sun kind of purify them. There's a number of ways that you can clear your decks, but those are some of the ways that I clear my decks. The next question we have by Danny Girl is, do you use crystals at all? Yes. I use crystals all the time. I have crystals in my damn bra. Like I always got crystals in my purse. I have crystals under my bed. I use crystals for protection, for purification. I use crystals to help me to elevate my energy, to receive messages. I have a table that I have for my crystals. Like I literally have crystals everywhere over the fucking house. I got them in my room. I got them in the bathroom. I got them in the front room. I got them in my purse, in my bra. I have them everywhere. I have them every fucking where. Like I don't have a bra right now, but when I do wear a bra, it's usually a crystal in there. Yes, I use crystals. So the next question is by Lady H90704. The first question, or the only question we have, is what are some of the first steps and practices you would suggest for someone who's first stepping into tarot in means of atonement and spreads? Okay, so the first thing you need to do is become familiar with your own energy. When you're reading Like I said previously, when you're reading, everything is based off your perspective. It's based off what you see. It's based off what you feel, what you know to be true within your life. So you need to really become more attuned with you, with your intuition and with your energy before you allow any other energy to come in. I would recommend that you begin praying more, meditating more. A lot of people have problems with meditating, and I'm going to do a video about meditating as well. A lot of people have problems with meditating because they feel like they have to control their thoughts. You don't control your thoughts. What you do is you become aware of your thoughts. Meditation is all about awareness. Once you become aware of your energy, aware of your surroundings, it'll help you to navigate your own intuition, as well as to be an outlet or to be a portal to help other people and guide other people with, you know, our life energies that we're dealing with. So the first steps I'm going to tell you is meditation. Become aware of yourself, become aware of your own energy. Everything's going to start with you. Like I said previously when I was talking about the beliefs within tarot is a tool. You are the master of that tool when you are using them. So if you're not familiar or not aware of your own energy, tarot is merely cards that you're playing with. So the next question I have is from High Vibrations 69715. It says, could you explain how you read tarot? I read tarot based off what I feel. I read tarot based off my intuition. I also do a lot of simplifying within the numbers so I can get to the root of whatever cause. I also read past energy that helps me determine what's happening in the present energy, and also to give expectations to what's going on in future energies. I read the actual energy of the person that I am reading for. Like I tap into what they are going through, tap into how they feel, so that I can become more, you know, aware of what exactly is going on and not just spewing off meanings of cards. I basically read using energy. Like, I remember a while ago I was trying to do energy reads because I was trying to help people to understand that that's really all reading is, or seeing is. It's about understanding and interpreting the energy, but people weren't really understanding where I was coming from. So I just had to basically say, this is a tarot reading, and you know, anyone can be a tarot reader. Anyone can learn what these cards mean and put them on a layout and spew off, you know, the definition. But I'm actually an energy reader, so I read off the energy that I'm drawing from people, and that's how I read. So the next question you have is, when you do personal readings from someone and their birth chart is needed, I just spoke on astrology, how does having a birth chart correlate with a personal reading, and what to look for? So when I'm reading a birth chart, now if I read your birth chart, I don't need to do a tarot reading, because you can determine future events based off of your birth chart, the planet placements that you have, the zodiac or the houses associated with what zodiacs, to determine, you know, what year things can happen, how things can correlate with the energies of, you know, the world or the universe. But the only time that I usually read the birth chart is if I'm doing like a love compatibility, and with that I need full birth chart information so that I can correlate the houses with the planets and make sure that everything is matching up, to make sure that you're, you know, to make sure that you're astrologically compatible. It doesn't mean that you'll actually be together, but I can tell you the probability of a relationship working based off of the placements of the houses and the planets. When I do a personal reading, because I read off energy, I don't need your birth chart. I don't need to correlate anything with your birth chart. And if I read from your, and which I do know how to read birth charts, if I read your birth chart, I don't need to do a tarot reading for you, because I can give you what's determined through your birth chart, the life events that are determined through your birth charts. I can give you a reading based off of that. The next question you have is, do tarot readers have to be licensed to start a YouTube channel? No one has to be licensed to start a YouTube channel. YouTube does not require you to have a license to do anything. There's no requirements really for YouTube, except that you don't do anything that is morally wrong, and you don't talk about the government. Next question, before they exit me off YouTube. So the next question you have is, how did I start YouTube? I started YouTube on my floor in my bedroom with my Galaxy 6. I just started a video, uploaded it, named my channel, and that was it. So I started my YouTube channel on my floor in my bedroom. and I read on the floor for a long time. This is still high vibrations. Okay, so the next question is, what do you look for when choosing a really good oracle deck? What I look for when choosing a good oracle deck is what I basically look at the card. I basically look at the deck, and if I feel drawn to it, I pick it. I pick my decks based off my own preference or what I feel with the cards. Okay, some of my favorite decks, obviously, if you guys do not know, the Goddess Guidance Oracle deck. This is one of my very first Oracle decks that I got, and I still love this deck. It's just the most beautiful deck I've ever had. I also have fell in love with the Angel Gods and Goddesses deck. I received this deck from my good friend Nita. Hey boo, how you doing? I do appreciate this. She sent this to me. Actually, I don't know. I'm lying. She did not send this to me. Nita sent the Lightworker Oracle deck, which is actually another one of my favorite decks. This is absolutely a beautiful deck. Thank you, Nita, for these. I had to remember. And these, I feel like I bought these at a little shop in New Orleans. Actually, I did buy these at a little shop in New Orleans. So that's where I got that deck. But that's actually like one of my favorite decks. So the next question is by Nuvia Montes. Your question is, what is it like to be a tarot reader? It's fulfilling. It's fulfilling because I'm able to help a lot of people. I'm able to help guide people into overcoming, karmic lessons, life lessons, to help guide people into really moving into higher vibrations and choosing better for themselves. And the reason why that is so fulfilling, I know a lot of people may be like, well, isn't reading, good stuff good? I get fulfilled by helping people. Like I said previously, I told my mom I wanted to be a counselor because I wanted to help people to get into a better mindset. I've had to overcome a lot of trauma within my life, a lot of triggers within my life, and it is fulfilling to help people to overcome their own trauma and their own triggers. And it also is fulfilling to me because I heal when I feel healed when I heal. When I heal someone, it is a reciprocal energy that I feel from being able to heal another person. So the next question is from Stephanie Me. It says, when cross-watching is what you are talking about in the read about me, or how do you take a cross-watching reading? So cross-watching is, when I say cross-watching, I'm not saying that this reading is for a cross-watcher. I'm saying that the reading may be, because when I read, it seems like I'm reading from an opposite perspective, not for the sign or the person that I'm reading for. Cross-watchers are people that watch other signs reading, to kind of, I guess, correlate what they're going through within their reading with their spouses or their lovers or their, potential partners readings. Those are cross watchers, people that watch other people readings be a little nosy to see what's going on with the other person. That's a cross watcher. So when I say this may be for a cross watcher, it's not for you. I'm not saying it's not for you. The energy could be for you, but I'm saying that it looks like it's coming from an opposing or an opposite perspective from the sign or the person that I'm reading for. So the next question I have is by Miss Deborah Peel. How you doing? It says, what do you write down during the readings and why? Usually what I write down is the title. Sometimes I'll write down if I see something that is, or something like sticks out as a message or something, I'll write it down. I like to take notes. This whole book here, this is how much I have. Well, you guys probably can't see, but this is how much I have left, and these are all notes. I'm a note taker. I take notes. So the next question is by Miss Amanda McMillan. Hello. It says, I have the gift of prophecy, but it's very sporadic. How do I hone it? Okay. So what I would advise you to do is to create a journal. Not just right now when you have a prophecy, but every single night write. Clear your mind of whatever is coming, because usually when you have the gift of prophecy, if your messages are not coming in, it's because there's no room for them to come in. So in order to free that space, you need to empty out your brain. Every night, write down whatever's in your head. Write it, get it out, so that you can create space for new messages to come in. And trust your intuition. I'm always going to tell you that. So the next message is for Tori Untamed LMS. It says, how or when or what made you feel confident in your readings? Honestly, I just did it. I didn't feel confident. I never felt confident when I was beginning to, I felt confident in myself. And that's because I just was telling myself, like, God gave me this gift, so how can I fail? You know, this isn't something that I created. This is a God-given ability, so there's no way that I can fail. But I never became confident in my readings. Like, even to this day, sometimes I'm like, I hope this is going on, because this sounds like, sometimes my readings be crazy. So I'll be like, y'all hear me sometimes. I'll be like, I don't fucking know what's going on. I just speak what I see. So for me, it was never it was never anything about being confident. It was just about being sure that even if I get this crazy ass message, there's some truth to this and someone needs to hear it. So I just kept going. I just never stopped. The next message is from Ayo Ant. It says, how do you know you have to give to read tarot cards? I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I didn't know that I had to give to read tarot cards. I just knew that I could see something in them, and I went with that. I didn't see my abilities as a gift until I got about 30, when more gifts began to open up. And I'm going to be real with you. Once you tap into your spiritual path, you don't just get one gift. My gifts are still being uncovered and unraveled as time goes on. There are certain things that have to happen in a certain way in order for you to reveal things, or in order for things to be revealed to you. So that's that. Don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, this has been Neecola with Intimate Wisdom.